Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles. I want to welcome you guys to another episode of The Conversation. And today, I got a pretty interesting topic for you guys. And the question is, should Kawhi Leonard be ranked higher than KD if he wins his third NBA championship? So that's what I want to get into in today's video. But before we get into that, I want you guys to go ahead and make sure you hit the like button and hit the subscribe button. We're trying to get to 5,000 subscribers as soon as possible. So please make sure you go ahead and do that. Hit the notification bell to be notified whenever we drop our content so you don't miss anything. So let's just get straight into the topic. We all know that this is going to be a unique playoff scenario that we're going to be having. And I've been eager all throughout this lockdown since March to really see if they were going to crown an NBA champion, because there's been so much build up to the season, you know, the Battle of LA and all the different storylines that have been taking place, all of the player movement that took place over the summertime. And I think a lot of people were interested to see how all of this was going to play out. And I think that there were some interesting, player movement, especially in the Western Conference and the Eastern Conference. One of them notably being KD going to the Brooklyn Nets alongside Kyrie Irving. That was pretty interesting. A lot of people were interested to see how that was going to pan out. It's just that Kevin Durant had suffered an Achilles rupture in the NBA Finals just the year prior, going up against the Toronto Raptors, and I think he only played one game, and I think he had like 9 or 11 points that first quarter when he was in the game, and then he ended up leaving the Golden State Warriors. Some people say it had to do with his relationship with Draymond Green. Other people said that he didn't feel like he would be as appreciated as Stephen Curry in the other Golden State Warriors. Whatever the case was, he decided to go play with the Brooklyn Nets with his good friend Kyrie Irving. So there was that sort of playing, happening in the background. Kawhi Leonard, who was fresh off of an NBA championship with the Toronto Raptors, and the Toronto Raptors, that was their first time being in the NBA Finals, I might add, and actually winning a championship. He decided to move West Coast to go play with the Clippers and play with his friend Paul George. So there were these two storylines happening. Now, given the fact that we knew that KD was going to be injured and we didn't know when he was going to come back, a lot of people weren't really expecting much from the Brooklyn Nets because we knew that they didn't have their full roster available to them. DeAndre Jordan was there, but they weren't really healthy, and Kyrie Irving wasn't healthy as well. So we weren't expecting much from them. However, on the Clippers side, we expected a lot, and a lot of people picked them to win the NBA title, including me. I also picked the Clippers to win the NBA title. So I was really looking forward to see, I'm really looking forward to see how all that's going to pan out. And it made me begin to wonder, if Kawhi Leonard does win his third championship, he'll be tied with Kevin Durant for championships. And last time I looked at, I think Sports Illustrated or ESPN put out their ranking, they had Kawhi Leonard at number 25, and I think they had KD, I think, at number 12 or number 14. So it made me wonder, where does Kawhi Leonard move? How much does he move up on that list? And does he in fact catch up to KD or go ahead of him? And that's really what I want to get into. That's the crux of really what I'm trying to get into in this video today. So if we look at Kevin Durant, his career accomplishments, he's a 2-time NBA champion. He's a 2 times Finals MVP. He's won a regular season MVP award in 2014. He's been a 10-time NBA All-Star. He's been on 9 All-NBA teams. He was a Rookie of the Year in 2008. He's led the league in scoring 4 times, 2010 to 2012 and then 2014. And he was also a member of the 50-40-90 club, which basically meant he shot 50% from the field, 40% from the 3, and 90% from the free throw line, which means that KD is one of the all-time most efficient players in the history of basketball. He's virtually unguardable because of his size. I mean, there's nothing really you can do with Kevin Durant. Last time we saw him on the court, he was averaging 26 points a game, 6.4 rebounds, and 5.9 assists, which is just fantastic. He played 78 of the 82 available games last season with the Golden State Warriors. He played 34.6 minutes a game. He shot 52.1% from the field, which is just amazing. He attempted 17.7 shots and he made 9.2. That just shows you KD's efficiency, man. He is a basketball maestro. He shot 35% from the 3-point line, 88.5% from the free throw line. And he got you 1.1 blocks a game and 0.7 in steals. So we all know what KD's, more than capable of doing. And as I said before, he's led the league in scoring 4 times. And I think if he put it in his mind, he could have probably done it 6 or 8 times or whatever it is. So KD is definitely an all-time great. Now, if we look at Kawhi Leonard, who's been playing for about 8 seasons now, if we look at his career accomplishments, he's a 2-time NBA champion, a 2 times Finals MVP. He's a 4-time NBA All-Star. He's been an All-Star Game MVP winner. He's been a 2-time Defensive Player of the Year winner, and he's been on 5 All-NBA teams, and he led the league in steals in 2015. If we look at his numbers this season, he's averaging 27 points, 7.3 rebounds, and 5 assists. He's shooting 47% from the field, 36.6% from the three-point line, 89% from the free throw line. He's getting you 1.8 steals a game and 0.6 in blocks. Now, we basically know their numbers, we know their achievements. So now let's look at the arguments that we have in place for these 2 particular players. Okay, here's some of the arguments that someone may have for KD, or people who support KD. Some people can speak about his longevity, and his longevity is real. The guy has been playing for 12 years, and there's something to be said for maintaining a level of excellence over a sustained period of time. There's some players that can do it for 2, 3, 4 seasons, but to do it for 12 years is really, really impressive. His accomplishments, if you look at his accomplishments, he's won a regular season MVP. He's been a 2 times Finals MVP winner. So he's done a lot of things, and I think one of his also most impressive accomplishments is the fact that KD's gone back to back. Something similar that LeBron has done, something similar to what Kobe Bryant did, to what Shaq did, to what Michael Jordan did. So he's gone back to back, and he's been the man. I mean, he's been the one that came up the biggest when his team needed him in the NBA Finals. It was KD. So there's a lot to be said for Kevin Durant's accomplishments. That he has a lot of memorable moments in the playoffs. We all remember the shots that he hit in Cleveland, right in the face of LeBron James. I think he did it in back-to-back years, and these are some of the most memorable shots of KD's career. So Kevin Durant, I mean, for him being ranked as high as he is on the all-time list, he certainly deserves to be there. I'm not taking anything away from him. If we look at Kawhi Leonard, on the other hand, again, you can look at his accomplishments: a 2-time Defensive Player of the Year, 2 times Finals MVP, 2-time NBA champion, led the league in steals. He's done all of these things. But if you look at him, Kawhi Leonard has been playing for 8 seasons to KD's 12, and he's had, just about the same amount of success in a shorter period of time, which I think is, it says something about Kawhi Leonard and the fact that he has more years ahead of him, that he can accomplish more. And if you look at his chances going in this year to win the NBA championship, he certainly has a good shot. I mean, he has just as good as a shot as anybody else at winning the NBA championship. The one thing, though, that I would say that separates Kawhi Leonard and KD is that Kawhi Leonard has led a team to the NBA championship that has never been to the championship and actually won. What he did with the Toronto Raptors is nothing to sneeze at. It's tantamount to what LeBron James did with the Cleveland Cavaliers and helping lead that team to an NBA title. The only difference is LeBron had his number 2 was much more talented than Kawhi Leonard's number 2. Kyrie Irving is an out of this world talent, and Kawhi Leonard's running mate in this case was Kyle Lowry and Pascal Siakam. And Pascal Siakam was sort of coming into his own, but he was no Kyrie Irving. So, but it's the same thing. LeBron James took a team that had never won an NBA title, took them to the championship round and won. So that was amazing. And Kawhi Leonard did the same thing. I think where, Kawhi Leonard's sort of, let's say his story arc is a little bit different and more unique to KD is that he's led a team on his own, and KD joined a team that was already an all-time great team and just, made them unbeatable. That's the difference. I think if KD leads the Brooklyn Nets, for example, to the NBA championship, which that team has been to the NBA championship, but if he leads them to the NBA championship and he's the reason that they win, I think then, KD's status, I think he moves up even higher on the all-time list, because now people are like, you were the man. I mean, although when he was with the Golden State Warriors, he was the best player in that team. I don't think anyone is going to dispute that. But now, if he does it with this team that has, doesn't have that type of success, and he's the main reason for that team, winning an NBA championship, I think it's going to work wonders for his legacy. But Kawhi Leonard has done that. Now, if Kawhi does win his third title this season, he'll be one of the few players to win, 3 NBA championships with 3 different teams. And if LeBron does it, then he will be, one of the only players that have done that. And I think that puts Kawhi Leonard in a rarefied class. So if Kawhi is able to pull this off and win his third title and go back to back, but then also win a third title with with 3 different organizations, I think that's going to put him in a unique group of NBA all-time greats. And I think that he could possibly, some people may not put him, make him catch up to KD as far as ranking him higher, but he'll be very close, because then you got to look at their accomplishments and say, okay, well, this guy's accomplished this, but so was this guy. You can say, well, KD has won scoring titles, but Kawhi Leonard has won defensive titles. So it all depends on what you want, what you're looking for. But I think if he is able to win his third NBA title with a different team, I think he definitely should be ranked much higher. And there's no way that KD could be ranked as high as he is and Kawhi Leonard not be really close to him. So that's my opinion on that. So what I want to know from you guys is, do you think that if Kawhi Leonard wins his third title with a different team, he should be ranked really close to Kevin Durant or even higher? Or do you think that you need to see more from him? He needs to put in more years for you to be able to make such an assertion. So whatever you guys think, please leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section below. Again, if you enjoyed the video, make sure you go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell to be notified whenever we drop our content. Once again, this is Charles here from Dreamerspro, wishing you guys an amazing day. Peace.